Okay, so finally the Dhurandhar video. So I have been sitting in this video for 3 months, like more than 3 months maybe. Yeah, because I watched Dhurandhar 1 back in December and then Dhurandhar 2 back in March. And then I overthought, then I analyzed, then I wrote the blog, and then I was like, कोई आधे घंटे की वीडियो देखेगा भी कि नहीं to post or not. So finally here I am making it because I was free and I had a good hair day. So let's get started. So finally we start the Dhurandhar breakdown, and this one's going to be a really long video, so even I got my notes ready because I can't learn 35 slides. But yeah, so let's get started. So why first of all we need to analyze the film. Like I don't analyze films on this page, it's mostly most marketing content. So the reason to do that is because see Dhurandhar earned 49 times return of its original cost. And in the industry where 4 times pops the champagne, like 4 times a celebration blockbuster, 49 times is crazy, insane. And specifically when trade analysts had already written off the film, like they were like 40 crore kamaegi and it's going off. Vegan mein there weren't a lot of takers for the film. I will talk about this later also, but yeah, like the movie created and got momentum after week 2, which barely happens. So yeah, also I love the beautiful aesthetic of the movie and have loved what they did. Like in the movie you don't see Ranveer's face and everything like perfectly foundationed and contoured to the extent that it's spotless. No, the film has texture, if you get me. Like just early 2000s ki movies, it doesn't look whitewashed, which is a good thing, specifically works for this story. So yeah, the biggest strategy that was, I guess, misjudged was that the film wasn't released, it was deployed. No trailer that gave out the plot only, no 50 city tours, no special reality show episodes, no Instagram dance challenges, nothing. It was deployed to be an intelligent story meant for an intelligent audience. Yeah, it was genuinely called a risky experiment, but now it has become a cultural monument and it has been on the hype since December. Yeah, December, January, February, March, April. I'm making this video in June and we are still talking about Dhurandhar 2's OTT drop. That is the hype of the film. So yeah, basically the low noise campaign worked. Obviously the story, this is like just to give you an overview if you don't know, but I doubt if there is anybody who doesn't know that Jaskirat Singh Rangi is a death row prisoner who is in Punjab and who's sent to Pakistan for a deep undercover mission as Hamza Ali Mizari. You know the story, I don't need to tell you. So let's get started. Act 1, the operation begins. So the biggest operational leverage was accidental. Like they were planning to do a one film, but because they had 7 hour plus of footage and they can't edit it, they made it into 2 films, but both were shot together. Biggest operating leverage, like limited resources, double the output, and then obviously the beautiful return later on. So this is a commerce concept, operating leverage. One fixed resource base generated multiple monetizable outputs. 90-day gap changed everything. Exactly. So the movies, both part 1 and part 2, were released with a 90-day gap, and this 90-day gap is very symbolic because it wasn't like just the next week, because that would have felt too early. No, the audience need to sit with part 1. Like they need to get the stakes, the gravitas of it, they need to live the hype of it. Then part 2 needs to drop, but it needs not be like years apart so that people just forget the story. But still, like 3 months is the sweet spot where they forget some parts, they need to rewatch it, but they're still on the hype, the story is still remembered. And yeah, that worked greatly for the film. Like part 1 was re-released before part 2, which again boosted the hype with the streaming and theater synergy. I mean, this movie has had insane streaming and theater synergy. Like part 1 dropped in theaters, then it came on Netflix, and then all that happened कि color grading अच्छी नहीं है, छोटी कर दिए, short कर दिए, ये कर दिए, वो कर दिए, which obviously they had no reason to do except for now that they could launch the Raw and they can again cash grab it. But yeah, that's the beauty of the business. So yeah, Dhurandhar had a very interesting brand identity because it wasn't with the traditionally big labels. So it wasn't positioned as a patriotic masala cinema with the same like old tracks rendition like or something. Like it didn't have a lot of patriotic songs. Even it had cool songs, but not patriotic exactly. And it wasn't even marketed as celebrity-driven entertainment, despite having a stellar cast. Like it had a proper ensemble, and still it wasn't marketed as any celebrity. It was positioned as this elite prestige espionage storytelling, and every visual reinformed the secrecy and power. And obviously the beautiful dossier aesthetic, extreme close-ups, low angle framing, smoke heavy compositions, metallic serif typography. Like the typography is so good, Instagram made it a font. Can you believe it? And again, they didn't target everyone. So this is why everyone watched Dhurandhar, because they didn't target everyone. They targeted who was interested. The campaign targeted behavioral patterns and not just age groups. The movie had something for everyone, like the songs. I find it cool. My parents found it like, oh, ये इस वाली movie का गाना है. I haven't even watched those movies, even those. But it was a niche intensity that made everybody feel so involved. The movie didn't dumb down for its audience. It believed it to be intelligent. Specifically for even people who are like fans of previous cinema like Uri and other action cinema. A certificate. So now in India, A certificates barely do the business they did. And the last movie to actually break that barrier a bit was Animal, which had questionable morals to say the least. But yeah, but for Dhurandhar, they made this A certificate become a flex. Like it was a limitation, but it became the exclusivity. Like it's not for everyone. No, you need to have a certain bias and audience and a level of understanding to understand this movie and understand the gravitas of it. It wasn't even sanitized. Like if it's raw, yes. It has got gore, yes. And that's just whole act 2, the branding of a myth. Let's start unpacking how the film positioned itself. The architecture of silence. So the entire idea of the film was that it to be kept classified like a secret, not overindulging, keeping the curiosity intact. Like there weren't 50 city promotions, Kapil Sharma episodes or appearances, influencer dance challenges, as I said, because it's like the less you show, the more people want to watch. And it's not exactly new, like Apple does its product launch that way, but applying it to a 300 crore Bollywood movie, insane. Radical in my opinion, if you ask. The internet became the marketing team. Yeah, the internet became the marketing team because Reddit theories exploded. Fans decoded teaser frames. This was a direct implication of the secrecy around the film. Even their campaign director Varun Gupta said that they built everything around the word classified. Very little plot revealed. Like teasers were just mood and atmosphere, not the story. Part 2 teaser was literally just recycled footage from Part 1's post-credit scene, nothing even new. Just a reminder that the mission wasn't over yet. The philosophy was simple. Don't kill the hunger by over-delivering. And I really believe at this point, maybe Bollywood and a lot of other films need to take note of it. Don't kill the hunger by over-delivering it. So as the silence is what created this curiosity gap. When you know something exists but can't fully access it, your brain treats this as a problem to solve, like with janna hai. And that is what led to these Reddit theories exploding, fans decoding teaser frames, Twitter and X discussion forums. These all became free PR, even the propaganda debate. Because the point is that you cannot buy that kind of social proof. You must create it. You can't buy it. You can't make someone react. Make people react just by doing something audacious. Ranveer Singh. This is my favorite slide, to be honest. So I have loved this man's work since the beginning. Like I was in primary first to second grade when Band Baja Barat dropped, and I still listen. I still believe the movie is completely banger, and this man hasn't given a bad performance. Come on, let's be honest. Who are we kidding? But yeah, his fashion, his controversies, his relationship has always taken precedence somehow over his craft. And this is something that finally stopped with Dhurandhar. And this slide deserves proper movement. Ranveer Singh is literally one of the most recognizable personalities in Indian cinema. But to become Hamza Ali Mazari, even he had to disappear. 18 months before release, no eccentric appearances, no high energy interviews, no reality shows, though I love his public persona, and let's just ignore the Kantara mess up. So yeah, his PR team positioned him as a craftsman in deep preparation. In fact, you can see it even in his fashion post and during the Dhurandhar era. There's a lot of dark colors and very less of the neon, florals and prints, very less prints, in fact barely any. So this was basically to create a perception shift from boisterous entertainer to stoic, lethal, serious. Because the film then delivered on that repositioned promise. So the repositioning was important, but again, the film wasn't sold just based on him. It was a part of it, but again, a great product and a great committed actor. Teaser trailer silence. The social media rhythm was actually easier, right? Like, come on, teaser trailer, nothing. And social media is going crazy, like I discussed before. No daily posts, no BTS reels. In fact, thank God for no BTS reels. I'm still pumped for the BTS that's about to come. And when finally Dhurandhar hype trended, it was genuinely trending, and not because anyone paid to push it. At least that's what I felt. So it felt organic because yeah, I had friends making these Fasla reels. I was using Dhurandhar audio and many creators around the world. In fact, you remember that trend? Like I genuinely loved it. Day one in Pakistan as an agent. Yeah, which had some crazy reels during that time. The Fasla movement that wasn't planned, and that is the biggest viral moment of the entire campaign. And again, it was completely unplanned. This is something that came through seeding. Akshay Khanna's slow motion walk as Rahman Dakar to this Bahraini Arabic track called Fasla leaked into the meme world and exploded. Remixes, reels, it literally topped Spotify's India charts. It's not even an Indian track, nobody knows how to sing it. And again, who? Akshay Khanna. Like that dude never does an interview, barely uses social media, and again becomes a Gen Z style icon overnight. Like he was an icon, but again, without saying a single word in any of this. So what did the PR team do here? They didn't try to even take credit. They simply amplified fan edits that already exist. That distinction matters. Organic virality has credibility that paid promotion just can't replicate. You can't manufacture it, but once it's growing, you can definitely water it. That's just PR, right? And when culture starts marketing your product for you, the UGC, user generated content, solve the hardest problem in modern marketing. Passive viewers turn them into active advocates. I mean, that's what social media literally does. Regular film advertising is a one-way broadcast. But Dhurandhar created this loop just because the product was so good and people were obsessed. Simple. Like there's no other way to put this, right? Create content, share. More people watch it, more content. Audience becomes the marketing team. Literally, not because anyone asked them to, because the film gave them so many things to create around. Like genuinely, with my friends, so we were having this chat, and this is before Dhurandhar 2 came out. So we were like, yeah, jana hai, dekhne and everything. But I was like, I'm not sure. I have exams. How will I go? But I really want to. And my friend is telling me, bro, you have to go. You know, my entire building has watched one show. Like we have booked one show, and we'll all go together after our exam in the same day. Like we cancelled someone's train ticket just so that he could go in a early morning train ticket. At least he could get to watch the movie with us. That was the hype they created because the product was so good. So see, that kind of reaction is the dream of any marketer, and it doesn't start with social media strategy. It starts with the product good enough to deserve it. Nostalgia as a financial instrument. The music is one of my favorite parts of the whole analysis because yeah, I got to vibe to all these bangers while I was writing the blog. So composer Shashwat Sachdev built the soundtrack around what I called audio equity layering. Yeah, I came across this new concept, audio equity layering. Now let's understand this. Like take a song that already carries 20 to 30 years of emotional value. Let's take Tama Tama for example. Lovely song, great, cool. It's an old track, memories, old memories of like, I don't know, college memories of people who are my parents' age, 40s, 50s. And now wrap it in productions that it feels fresh to a 20-year-old. It feels hip hop, it feels cool, the plot point is interesting because SP Aslam वो जिन है जो बात पूरी नहीं कर पाए. Yeah, trap beats, hip hop percussion, electronic bass, and it's fresh to even 20-year-olds like you and me. Like my favorite pick of all these songs and lot was Oye Oye because I found the song not really that cool. Yeah, and suddenly it's on everybody's lips, and even me and my brother have heard it comes in 2-3 times at least in a day. Even Hum Pyar Karne Wale, which is a very soulful and slow sort of a track and very rebellious type, looks damn good with the rebel. Like that's my latest obsession. I put up even a lot of content over that. So for the first time in Indian film industry, all 11 tracks from part 1 ended in the Spotify Global 200 simultaneously. That happens when you build for cultural authenticity, not just for algorithmic optimization. And again, this why happened? Why does this happen? So the principle is the stored value principle. That is, they borrowed from the audience's own memories, repackaged it, and repackaged it in a good manner. It wasn't a cringe remake. It wasn't something annoying or where you feel like, oh my memories from this film are hurt just because they didn't use the song well. That's something that's been happening since quite long now with all the Bollywood song remakes. Act 3, The internet detonates. I mean, it's already been detonating, but let's analyze it closer. So yeah, Dhurandhar or उसके revalued assets. They didn't just cast actors. No. Like they did acted of everything. They acted of too much, and they all were great. Like top notch. Ranveer Singh went from being a flop magnet. I don't know why. Who even decided to give him that tag? But whatever. Ranveer Singh went from flop magnet to spy icon. Akshay Khanna went from this thinking man's actor in a niche to Gen Z ghoul. Sarah Arjun, former child actor, into nostalgia marketing asset and a beautiful leading lady. R. Madhavan, rom-com hero, Tanu Veds Manu. You know his iconic movies that even I remember are Tanu Veds Manu, Rehna Hai Tere Dil Mein, and Three Idiots. So the soft and friendly screen image. And as Sanyal, he is completely unrecognizable. It's like an institutional authority figure. Rakesh Bedi, TV nostalgia, legacy character actor to meme an IP generator. I mean, he got his due. Come on, he's a fabulous actor. And you know, he's even cool in that show, Sumit Samalega. He's there for a limited episode, but he's really cool there. And also, if you don't know or if you don't remember, he also happens to be Tarak Mehta ka boss. Yeah, do check out those episodes also. Gaurav Geda, obviously he'd been typecast into this comedian and chutki persona in his sub TV show, but Alam Bhai, critically acclaimed actor, like he was literally catapulted into this critically acclaimed actor, and the range this man possesses. This is what happened as asset revaluation. It's a character first casting and not a hype based casting. And even for other characters whom I have not been able to put into this one slide, like Sanjay Dutt, Arjun Rampal, whenever plays the villain, he makes it iconic. I mean, come on. Mukesh, Ravan, Mukesh from Shanti Om, if you don't remember, but yeah. McD. So see, McD is something, okay, I'm going to exaggerate a bit. And I'm not exactly exaggerate, more like fixate. Yeah, fixate is the right word. I'm going to fixate on a bit because McD is like my all-time favorite. You go to a mall, you get McD. You don't think twice, you don't think much. Aaj kya khana hai? No, nothing. You go to McD, you get your cold coffee, strawberry sundae, McAloo tikki, McChicken, McGrill if you're a non-vegetarian. So yeah, coming to the McD, what the audiences passed. So with the McD is what they did, recreating this ad. So McD India signed Sarah Arjun as brand ambassador in March 2026. Not just a celebrity deal, it's basically a nostalgia look. Because come on, we all saw that ad in 2010. She was the little girl with the famous McAloo tikki boyfriend girlfriend kids ad. I mean, it's still a classic cute ad, right? And now watching Dhurandhar eating McDonald's by signing her now is when she's just proven herself as a serious adult actress. I mean, come on, McDonald's just activated 15-year-old emotional asset to manipulate us all into just buying more McAloo tikkis, obviously. So McDonald's didn't just buy Sarah Arjun's current fame, they bought the audience's own past. They bought our past back. Though, you know, in Market's newsletter, we covered this like, okay, the nostalgia marketing. We brought that old campaign back. But did you bring those old prices back? You would try that also sometime. Product placements. So they had 70 plus national brands, 400 plus advertisers, and the key thing is it wasn't a product placement, it was narrative integration. Was it? I don't know. At least that's what the research says. I'm still kind of finding it hard to believe, but whatever. Also, I was rewatching Dhurandhar right now on Jio plus Hotstar, and somehow Invisalign was their smile partner. I don't know what smile partner means. I'm cool with it. It's just that I don't see a lot of people smiling in the entire tenure of Dhurandhar. I mean, did you? So yeah, when a franchise puts 11 million people in premium cinema halls in 1 week, the theater becomes a luxury retail for. People paying 2000 plus INR for Max are a self-selected premium consumer. Every brand talking to that audience in that emotional state is spending money extremely well. And that's the halo effect around the film. The brand borrows the film's prestige. The product doesn't change, the context entirely does. Coming to the Geo ecosystem. Geo didn't make a film, they built an ecosystem, and sitting above all of this is the biggest commerce move of the franchise. Geo Studios financed the films. Geo Hotstar outbid Netflix to keep Part 2 streaming rights within Reliance. Geo, also Reliance, handled official merchandise, distribution, Geo's network. Every rupee the audience spent on Dhurandhar circulated back through the same corporate family. This is what we can call horizontal integration. That's the commerce concept here. One company controlling multiple stages of the same industry. It's been done in other sectors. Dhurandhar was the first time applying it to complete Indian cinema at this scale. Because again, Dhurandhar was the first movie as an Indian cinema to reach that scale of 3,000 crores. Come on. So they didn't just make a film, they built in a franchise ecosystem. Every debate became free marketing, and the movie had quite a handful to become so. So first was the propaganda debate. Critics called, especially part 2, well-made propaganda. Every hot take was a free impression. People went specifically to watch the film to disagree, and most of them were just marred by the sheer quality of the filmmaking. So polarization drove footfall. Second, the Gulf ban, which led to a loss an estimated 70 to 100 crore in overseas revenue. But domestically, it was just read as too honest to be shown elsewhere. And that's the brand conviction the story created. Audiences at home felt they were watching something that mattered. The AI smear campaign, in fact, this was the most distasteful in my opinion. So, a fake image of Ranveer Singh in a Sikh turban with a cigarette circulated at Part Two's launch. And after they had to literally clarify at 2 a.m., factually firm, no drama, because it became viral movement. The attack backfired and became free PR because come on, they didn't do that. So yeah, using AI for a smear campaign, not really cool, not at all. So the lesson is controversy isn't a strategy to manufacture, but when a brand has real conviction, controversy is just inevitable. The question is whether you have built enough goodwill to absorb it. Dhurandhar had, most films and brands don't because they spend their budget on the noise instead of the product. The second week phenomenon. This is crazy. So week 2 earned more than week 1 and that almost never happens. So why did it happen here? Because part 1 opened 28.6 crore day 1. Analysts had written it off as a 40 crore max film. People wrote it off. Week 2 then comes and earns more than week 1. This never happens. Like again, nobody believed it. But it did happen when word of mouth is so strong that people who skipped week 1 got dragged in by friends who absolutely won't stop talking about it. I mean, I even can't stop talking about it and it's been more than 6 months. But who cares? It's cool. So 20% weekly drops were replaced by the industry average of 40 to 50%. That's loyalty. That's a film people kept recommending weeks after they saw it. The curve is not driven by marketing spend. It's driven by a product that just over-delivered and people were happy to pay. So when word of mouth becomes the flywheel, just we said like word of mouth led to this week 2 collections being more than week 1. So what is this word of mouth flywheel? So let me quickly break down the word of mouth flywheel actually worked because this is the heart of the whole story. Product quality. Film earned 37 million footfalls. Nobody bought those. Step 2. Theatre movement. Ranveer's entry in that leather jacket sitting on his throne brought cheers, roars if I'm not getting wrong. The Fasla walk drew cheers. The interval twist, seriously, it made me numb to be honest. Every one of those in theatre moments created FOMO, which sent the next wave of people to buy tickets. Controversy amplifier. Repeat economy. 65% of Book My Show bookings in Part Two's first week were repeat viewers. A 9.5 out of 10 from 270,000 plus ratings. So when a customer comes back for a second purchase, a second watch, you have stopped being a transaction and become a relationship maybe. They turned a 4-hour runtime into a cultural event. Yeah, this was true. In fact, even I believe because the second time I went to watch, it's 4 hours long. I'm like, okay, great. My bag has water bottle. I'm taking a big bag. I have got my denim jacket on in my easy chappals. My hair is braided and all. It's a night show. We are cozy, comfortable. Like, take a throw shawl if you can. Because part 2 was literally that long. And it again created another whole content series of what I packed for Dhurandhar or Dhurandhar watching experience. People filmed themselves preparing for it like a camping trip. Pillows, tiffin boxes, snacks, blankets. In fact, I saw a reel where someone bought biryani. Biryani in a theater? I mean, can you believe it? I don't, but okay. So those videos spread everywhere, and what they did was specific. They reframed the 4-hour runtime from a problem to a badge of honor. I saw it. I did it. I was there for those 4 hours watching this beautiful film. This is the framing effect. Same fact, presented differently, creates a completely different perception. Act 4. When a cinema becomes culture. Some films entertain, some films inspire. A rare few reshape conversations, influence culture, and leave a mark that outlives the credits. Dhurandhar did that, and kudos to them for that. Because cinema comes and goes, culture stays. India exported its cinema culture. Like for the first time in history, Canadian theaters have to add intervals because of Dhurandhar. Not just a film, a cultural shift, a global impact. Like they had a 15 minutes interval. Can you imagine? An Indian style interval in North American theaters. Western audiences filmed the experiences with absolute delight, calling it a brilliant new idea. Come on, obviously. The West always find Indian things brilliant. I mean, we have been doing this for ages now. So India didn't just export a film; it exported a cinema tradition so native to us. I mean, come on, since we have been children, we've been watching films with intervals. A normal pee break or a popcorn break is a must. I mean, it's a tradition at this point. And even Hollywood had to move around its date. Ryan Gosling's Project Hail Mary had its Indian release pushed to avoid a direct clash with Dhurandhar. For decades, Indian films worked around Hollywood schedules. And with this franchise, the equation just flipped. As we discussed, the audience created more content than the PR team because this level of content doesn't come from PR teams. Whatever PR comes, एक दो महीने चलता है and goes off. 6 महीने में भी खत्म नहीं हो रहा. That's the audience doing it, babe. No PR. Nobody goes for that long. I mean, the movie has cashed in its success well and good. This is what you call a cultural takeover. Final act, the blueprint. Beyond the box office, beyond the screen, beyond the... So, what Dhurandhar actually taught us? The blueprint. It's a strategy masterclass disguised as a spy film. Let's just see this, okay? So number 1, product first always. No marketing budget can save a weak product. The 50 crore campaign worked because the 300 crore film deserved it, rightfully so. Number 2, operating leverage. One input, multiple outputs. Shoot one film, release 2, build one skill, use it everywhere. That's the game. Number 3, scarcity beats saturation. Less information creates more desire. Don't over-explain your product in the campaign. Let the product explain itself. Number 4, know exactly who you are talking to. Max out on your niche intensity. Beats mass dilution. Target the core deeply that the ripple effect takes care of the rest. Number 5, nostalgia. Nostalgia is stored value. Someone else built the emotional capital in that old song or that old act. You just have to activate it intelligently. I mean, 2026 is the new 2016. 6, repositioning is possible. Asset revaluation applies to people also, not just companies. Maybe this is just like being in your glow up era. 7, trust your audience. The whole campaign runs on the belief that audience is smart enough to find a great product without being pushed or forced or shoved it down their throats. They will reward quality with loyalty. And they were right. Obviously they were, weren't they? So I just have a short highlight of all the top viral moments, my favorite viral moments. So let's go through them. The Fasla walk, we have covered this. Akshay Khanna is an icon. Rakesh Vaidhi is Mera Bachcha Hai, and he's an all-time favorite. He's a cutie. And that character IP is being used now everywhere with memes. Zomato used it, Blinkit used it. Brands with no official partnership got months of relevance for 3 seconds of his face. A fictional person generating brand value on their own. That's character IP, and that's Jamil Jamali. Shirani's pocket. This is my favorite joke. The meme of any friend who always has the solution. Relatable side characters expand a franchise audience beyond the main story. Doraemon's fourth pocket. Obviously, that's Shirani. Shirani Sab is Doraemon. Come on, everybody believes that. Jaiye Sajna, beautiful soul track. Lot Le Gaya is now the every award function song, go-to song. And this is a self-sustaining marketing loop. You lose something, कुछ नया आ जाता है. एक चीज गई, दूसरी comes. Any peak detailing or deep detailing, they just keep coming. So respect story, strategy, scale, repeat. They trusted the audience to be smart, and that's the biggest win. And the audience rewarded them with 3,000 plus crores. The slide was created before they did that because again I was sitting on it overthinking to whether to put it or not. But finally, here's it. Written and researched by Anta Mukherjee. You can find me on Instagram, LinkedIn. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. And for anything else, do message, do DM. I'm easy to find and I'm chronically online. And now we have the surprise parts rolling in just after this. So stay seated. Bye-bye. Okay, finally, analysis khatam. So let's get to the impromptu part. So first is my entire Dhurandhar watching experience जो रहा. So basically, initially Dhurandhar 1 was exactly like catching a lot of hype. इतनी hype नहीं थी उसकी. So मेरे NSEMs खत्म हुए थे and my bestie, she called me up and she's like, bro, Dhurandhar देखने जाना है. अब I wasn't much aware nor I was interested, but गाने I genuinely appreciated all the songs. I loved the songs and I felt कि Ranveer looks nice, you know, he looks promising, तो मैं भी उसके लिए देखने जा सकते हैं. तो then she was like, I was like यार एग्ज़ाम्स चल रहे हैं, बाद में चलते हैं. And she was like bro मूवी मतलब खाली पड़े हैं शूज़, यू नो नेक्स्ट वीक तक मे भी हट जाए. तो उस हड़बड़ी में शी वॉज़ लाइक मंडे का शो है, मंडे सुबह चलते हैं. तो आई वॉज लाइक चलो ठीक है चलते हैं. हम दोनों ही हैं, खाली मॉल है, घूमेंगे फिरेंगे टाइप. Mind you, I had by that in less than a week, but I still went, somehow adjusted it, so I went. So then we watched it. I had no expectations and I was actually just happy because that was my first like 18 plus A-rated movie watching experience and we weren't stopped or anything. Like I was prepared with my Aadhaar card and I am an adult, but they didn't ask me. So I was happy about that. So then we went and I was like, okay, बहुत लंबा टाइम है यार. I didn't check it. So I was like, okay, काफ़ी लंबी फिल्म है. But once we are there, we were in the world. Like we committed to it. It was beautiful. Like Akshay Khanna is rocking. Ranveer is gorgeous. The story is मतलब by the time the post credits rolled, like last में जो move ये इश्क इश्क वाला गाना आया, तब तक we both were standing from our seats and we were really clapping with our hands in a theater. And we were judging यार ये लोग जल्दी क्यों जा रहे हैं, like at least watch it. And it showed that its next part is coming on March and I was like हम तो आ रहे, I don't know आ रहे. And again back next in March again I had my internal exams going on for the next semester and just day like internals ख़त्म हुए somewhere around 20th को, yeah 20th को it released somewhere around 19 or 20 and just one day apart next evening we were in the theater watching the film with my family this time because obviously so my family wasn't interested in watching part 1 because इतनी hype नहीं थी तब. By part 2 everybody has seen the movie. I have dragged everyone. I have barely dragged, so सब खुद से आ गए. So yeah. And by the second part actually, like first part में it was winters. I took a nice handbag, a nice poncho, hair open and I went there. But for the second part because it's March but still AC theater में ठंडा होता है, I have gone in full denim jacket and a comfortable pair of denims के 3 hours I have to sit. Like trust me, interval हुआ ना धुरंधर 2 में मैं तब भी नहीं हिली. मतलब the part where it counts ना where पिंदा का डायलॉग आता है घर की यादें है जस्सी, या उसके बाद इंटरवल आ जाता है. I was frozen. I am not going out anywhere. No. I'm got to see it. What happens next? So yeah, overall it was very good movie watching experience I've had after a lot of boring duds here and there. So yeah. So here comes the recommendations part. So if you haven't checked out my short yet, I'll just tell you what are my recommendations or more Dhurandhar content if you want. So number 1 is the costume design talks with Smriti Chauhan on Manisha Malik's page. Like it's genuinely insane with all the detailings and all the passion they talk about, like how they used upholstery, all that lace corset wiring for the collars, extendable and stretchable sleeves, having a compass in the jewelry. Like genuinely, I'm a big fan of Ranveer Singh's jewelry in that movie. I mean, what is it? So yeah, second is Yelena and Hamza's letters written by Debolina. It's a fan fiction on Instagram expressed through letters. It's really beautiful. I'll put the link in the comments. Do check it out if you were like literally like wanting them to reunite till the end. Third is Rakesh Bedi's Instagram page. He's been doing some really cool collabs post the Dhurandhar everything. Obviously we have all made that Are Bachcha Tu and Yele Fantapy memes, but yeah, his current slate of collabs is genuinely insane. Do check it out. And fourth, obviously, ये तो सब कर ही रहे हैं. I don't even need to tell it. Go check out T-Series and Saregama's YouTube page. They have the 8K videos, the actual songs. Save it, download it. I don't know. At this point, like I started obviously watch the movie, so I started listening to Dhurandhar songs back in November. Yeah, before my cat. And I'm still listening to it, but now बीच में ना I started like genuinely कि आज नहीं सुनते just because I love the song so much that I don't want to be numb to it or like get used to it. And it's been a really long time, and still I'm doing that. And fourth is if this the blog we instantly decoded. So if you really want to nerd it out, I'll put the link in the comments and do check it out, read it, subscribe to my blog and comment on it, and obviously subscribe to the page.